Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents G.I. Joe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the San Diego Comic-Con and Hasbro Pulse shared exclusive G.I. Joe Classified Series number 43, Dr. Mindbender. Let's get into it! Let's start our dental hygiene regime with a look at the packaging. And here we have on the top a slightly embossed Cobra symbol. Might just be paint, not embossed. And then he's number 43. And then on the front, warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. 4 and up. And then nice artwork of old Dr. Mindbender there. G.I. Joe Classified Series, Dr. Mindbender, Hasbro print. And then Dr. Mindbender's file card. And he's number 43 again, G.I. Joe. And on this side, just some tape and some box designs. Then on the back, nice big artwork featuring Dr. Mindbender and all the Cobras, and down here at the bottom they're getting ready to make Serpentor and all kinds of craziness. Look, there's even the Christmas tree. So very nice artwork there. Parents, GIJoe.com! Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole either that don't belong there. Small fine legalese made in China print and Hasbro print with assortment number. Now, before we move on, that sleeve just slides right off of there. We'll set it to the side. And as you can see, here's that completed artwork. Well, I mean, I guess it was completed before. However, now there's no diagonal line to it. Flip back around to the front, and we've got that double helix Cobra-headed DNA strand for making Serpentor, I guess. And then the box opens right here in the middle. And then you have a nice display of Dr. Mindbender and all of his accessories. So, really cool looking. And it's almost like Mindbender, like Serpentor, who I reviewed a little while back, is also inside of some kind of stasis chamber or DNA birthing whatever. So it kind of looks like he's in some kind of containment unit as well. And I thought it said plastic free packaging, except tape and glue. What's this? That's not tape. That's not glue. Well, that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories and handy dandy tweezers. First thing up, we have a mummified hand. Well, maybe not mummified, petrified. Nah. Just a corpse hand with some hoses in it. And next up, we have a blindfolded skull that's had a lobotomy. But, oh no, it opens up. What does it open up for? Well, we'll look at that in just a minute. Next up, we have a brain. Very brainy looking. And it's got some mechanical parts down here at the stem. And one thing you can do with the brain is take that skull. You see that post, you see that port. And then you just pop the skull back on, or the top of the skull back on, and look, oh, there's brains in there. But I'm going to take that back out because we'll need them for something else in just a minute. Here we have Dr. Mindbender's injector. Gun. I guess it's a gun. It's shaped like a gun, so it must be a gun. So it's an injection gun. Here we have Mindbender's sidearm. That's a nice molded details in it. I don't think we've seen this specific sidearm before. And here's a hose, and it's, I won't say posable, but it does bend. It's not quite a rubber hose, so I can't stick it up his nose. Then we have this little canister, and it's got a post up here and a post back here, and we'll get to that in a bit. That's nicely detailed. Some paint apps would not have killed it, but it is okay as is. Next up, we have a smaller specimen jar, and the lid does come off of it. And the reason the lid comes off of it is you take that brain post, and there's a port right there. And then you can put the lid back on it. Brain in a jar. But then you'll also notice it has ports along the side. And that's for these. And I'm guessing, I don't know, they take samples. I'm not sure. But there's 4 of them, and there's 4 ports. And you notice that end right there, that's the post. You stick that in there. And there. And last one. So there we go, and those are in there. Then we have the larger specimen jar, and it opens up also. And it does have a port, and this arm has a post. You put them together, and now you have hand in a jar. Now you'll notice there's what looks like 2 ports right here. These pieces do not port into there, so I guess they're just for decoration. Then finally we have his 2 rifle type weapons. Nice silver paint app on there. This one to me reminds me more of the classic from Real American Hero 3 3/4 line. And this one is more laser pistol-y looking, or laser rifle-y looking, I guess. And you'll notice they both had a port here on the back. And how that works is you take the hose and put it in there, and I guess you could put both of these together, but that doesn't make any sense, does it? So you take this canister here, and there you go. Now this post here, I'll show you where that goes in just a minute, where it's supposed to go anyway. Now let's take a look at the good doctor, the bad doctor, I guess. I have to say, he really reminds me of the original figure. His suspenders don't want to stay in place, and I guess that's why he doesn't have any stuff up here. I don't want to say, because they might give me a strike for that, but anyway, his suspenders keep falling from there. And let's take the cloak off for just a minute while we take a look at him. And we'll take a look at his cloak too in just a minute. So you see what I said, the suspenders keep... His chest is too big for those suspenders. He needs some bigger suspenders. But there we go. His monocle right there. It looks to be glued into place. Right there. His big old handlebar mustache. And his bald head. Not that there's anything wrong with bald head. I don't suppose. Unless you have one and didn't want it. I suppose that happens. But it looks like an all-new torso. Looks like all-new everything, pretty much. So this guy looks like an all-new mold. Nice silver paint apps. Right there on that buckle too. On these forearm bracers. On the suspenders. So I have to say, it's pretty, I don't know, I don't want to say cool looking because, you know, his garb is quite strange, always has been. But it is what it is, I do suppose. Let's talk about his articulation. He can look up that far. He can look down that far. And as you can notice right here, his head is on that classic Hasbro hinge and ball. But the neck is a separate piece, and it does have a ball down in the body. He's got a little bit of chicken neck. Got a little bit of waggle in the head. Most of it comes from the neck. Oh no, you didn't. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, ooh, looks like some of this paint has rubbed off on his shoulder. Awesome. But he does have a butterfly joint. Goes back that far. Goes forward that far. At the shoulder, he doesn't seem to be able to raise his arm up very much at all. So just that arm? Nope. It's both arms. So that's all you get up with the arms. I guess he's got some arthritis or something going on. 360-degree rotation at the shoulder. At the upper bicep, another 360-degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbows. Gives you that much bend. 360-degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge. And the other one is on an up and down hinge. There's a crunch hinge right here in the mid-abdomen. Lets him crunch back, bend back that far. And that's in conjunction with the ball joint at the waist, or the dumbbell at the waist, whichever it is. And crunch forward that far also with the waist included. He does have some hula. He does have rotation there, but because of his suspenders, he can't make full use of it. At the hips, he does have pull down hinge. He can give you the full splits, however, you can see it bends his holster straps. He can kick forward that far. He can take a step back, maybe it's a whole step. Thigh cut for another 360-degree rotation. At the knee, double hinged pinless joints. Gives you that much bend. Right below the kneecap, another cut, or a boot cut. Gives you another 360-degree rotation. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin. Full rocker. Now let's take a look at the cloak, and it's okay. I mean, I wish the extra stuff wouldn't fold up like that. It'd stay folded down, but it won't. I don't know. Maybe I can wet it and make it stay down. I don't know. Let's get this cloak back on him. And it looks okay on him. It's kind of, I don't know, vinyl or leathery looking. No, it's not really made out of leather. Now, as far as this doodad goes, he's got a port right here on his belt. It doesn't stay in there very well, but this is where it's supposed to go. What's that bulge under your cape, Dr. Mindbender? Never mind. And because of the stiffness of the hose, it doesn't really like to stay there. But there it is anyway. The connector for his gun, and it does have a port in the barrel, so I suppose you could put a blast effect in there. This might work better if the hose was under his arm, but there it is. That's pretty much it for weapon storage, except for his pistol. Goes into his holster, and everything else he either has to hold or set on a shelf. There we go, my friends. I'll look at Dr. Mindbender and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have Dr. Mindbender with Serpentor, the Cobra Emperor, which he helped create, and Sergeant Slaughter, whom he took a DNA sample in order to help create Serpentor. Here's Dr. Mindbender with the Valaverse Action Force Swarm Trooper with Swarm Gear and Scarab. Pardon me, do you gentlemen have dental insurance? I guess not. For our final set of comparisons, here's Dr. Mindbender with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, we have the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Hasbro PulseCon exclusive, I believe it was PulseCon exclusive, G.I. Joe Classified series Dr. Mindbender, I have to say, overall, I like this figure. There were, a few things that I don't like about it. One being the cape just doesn't sit right, and the canister that the hose connects to the gun, it really doesn't sit very well, doesn't stay connected very well. Other than that, all the accessories are nice. He has nice paint apps where he has them. He doesn't have very many of them, but is a real throwback to that original Real American Hero, Dr. Mindbender. And I have to say, again, overall, I give him good marks. Most of the accessories, the accessories look good. The injection gun, or maybe it takes a simple gun, the two long guns that connect to the hose to the canister, the skull, the brain, the hand, the jars that they go in. I mean, it's really good, and a lot of effort went into putting the right accessories with this figure, which I do appreciate. And for those of you that missed out on this release, I'm pretty sure he will get a regular release eventually, just without all the accessories. He'll probably come with his sidearm and the canister hose and one of the rifle pieces that connect to it. Sprayer piece, whatever it is, I forget. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.